Parents that were there last year, the kids that were there last year. So, like for Coach Williams, I'm going to have him speak for a little bit, but you're going to see him on the Expo too. I'm asking you, and parents especially, to talk to your high schools. So right now we have about 30 high schools committed for this May 1st event. What I've created with this May 1st event, okay, with the help of all the guys that have joined me, but my idea was, and I talked to the Division II, I'm a Division II coach, so I call Keith Otterbein and talk about on the phone. I know those guys, I coach against them, okay? You're not playing with your pants while I'm talking, are you? I think so. Okay, so we have to find a way to improve recruiting. So I met Coach Williams 8 years ago when we started the recruiting. I started the recruiting fairs in the state. When I came from Findlay, Ohio, you go to Cleveland, St. Ignatius, I told you guys this story, you've been there before. 65 high schools at Cleveland St. Ignatius recruiting fair. At Columbus, Ohio, they sell out 2 floors of a hotel room. At Flint, Carver, and Ainsworth, we get about 12 to 15 high schools. Okay, Etzel Fords, we maybe reach 25, 30. That's not good. That's why recruiting isn't happening in the state like it is everywhere else. Okay? It's not because of all this other 7-on-7 crap. I'm telling you guys, it doesn't work. Okay? Like I just told the quarterbacks, that 7-on-7 don't work when you start rushing the quarterback. It's a whole different ballgame. Okay? So, what you just saw, like what I believe and what we do here, that was our 5-on-5 league we just finished last night. We had some teams that played in that. Why do you do 5-on-5? Because we had 10 high school teams played together with their teammates to build a better team in August. Because the game tape is all that matters. Okay, now I don't care about college athletics as much as I care about college preparation. So what I did is I created this little thing. So I'm working with a lot of different people, Texas, California, stuff. They're taking my Win All 4 book. The Win All 4 book is what I wrote. I'm totally an athlete. Okay, I have it out there. If you're an 8th grader, that's something I encourage you because it's a workbook. Every semester you chart your NCAA eligibility center. You know your NCAA eligibility core GPA. I know we talked about this a couple months ago, but that's what I created the book, and I just started this. So here's what I did for you, the kids. So I talked to the middle schoolers, and they said, why are you doing a May 2nd event? Why do you got to come for college preparation? Well, understand that what happens in middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, has a direct relation to what happens in high school. And we're not teaching everybody that. Okay? I always talk about reading. Every day I tell you guys read. So what I bought you are books. Why do you got to read every day? Because juniors just taken the ACT last month, at the beginning of this month. Okay, and they're all going to come back, and I also saw ACT prep because I have to do so much college preparation with the college prospects to help them get eligible. Because most of them get a 16 and a 17 in ACT. So here's what's going to happen at your high school. In about 2 weeks, all the ACT scores are going to come back. And we're going to have 17 and 18s, and they're going to say, holy jeepers, I'm that bad. Yeah, you're that bad. You know why they're that bad? Because in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, they're not reading at home. Reading at grade level is critical to pass that test. I don't care if it's SAT or ACT, SAT next year for the sophomores if the battle's won in court. I still think every kid should take the ACT. It's an easier test. They score higher on it. Okay? That's my opinion. We'll talk privately about that. Okay? So, if you're not reading, I'll give you the story of the kid at our school. She took the ACT test, scored a 12, right? 12 is getting every answer the same exact letter all the way through the test. That's a 12. So you got to sleep through a 12. It's the easiest thing possible. Every answer is the same as a 12. She sweated for a 12. We did a reading test. She reads at a 7th grade level and 11th grade. That's no big deal, parents, because half our students in high school in the state of Michigan are reading below grade level. You know why they read below grade level? They never read in middle school. They don't read their textbooks. So she said to the teachers, this is the bad part of the story, what are you talking about? In 6th grade, I had a 7th grade reading level. Well, you're right. How many books have you read since 6th grade? None. Okay. That explains why. So if your child is not reading at grade level now, you need to know that, and you need to figure out before the test comes in. Okay? If you go to Michigan's, how to get accepted to Michigan, they have a PDF on file. It says 8th through 11th grade. Right? And you all know by now what's the most important grade in high school. Freshman year, first semester. So every 8th grader should have the skill set to do everything they need to do for they blow up that first semester and get a 3.6. Because 9th grade year is really easy in high school, trust me. I teach 9th graders every day. Now I give all this to my kids. My at-risk kids, they can't do it. You know why? They don't know how to be organized. I said to a middle school parent about why did you have this May 2nd event? My kid's in 6th grade. I said, is your kid read every day? No, I'm lacking in that. Okay, good. Is your kid organized? Do you have a nice binder system with stuff neat? No, I'm slacking in that too. When is he going to get it, Dad? Mom? When are you going to get it? Walk into high school and not have it, and they're going to get a 2.4 because in the 8th grade they were 2.8. All my studies have shown a kid who starts at risk in high school at 2.5 or below, they go down 0.4 of a percentage point in high school. 3.0 plus, they always go up or stay at the 3-point level. You know why? Because they know how to do homework, they know how to organize their stuff, they have a binder system, they have a planner system. They're students. And I'm going to tell you this is why this is so important. Because at every college campus right now, every liberal arts school, every, not Michigan, they make the first year freshmen take freshman seminar. I took it at Schoolcraft College. You know what they taught me in my freshman seminar class at Schoolcraft College? How to read a textbook, what my learning style was, how to use a weekly planner, how to take notes in class. Why do we have colleges teaching these kids this to our kids now? Because nobody's doing it anymore. No one does it anymore. So you have to do this. So if you look at this sheet, this is what it means. This is college preparation. Nothing to do with being a student athlete. You have to be a 3+. One parent, 20. We had two kids last year. Dad just emailed me last night. Right? Both played at Grosse Pointe South. Their child's now, and we trained them for a year. I don't take any credit for their grades and their ACT score. They learned this, and the dad thinks I did something good, and I just told them the truth. And luckily, they were a 3-point or better. So right now, both the twin boys, one was All-State Honor Mention, threw 13, 14, 15 touchdown passes, 9 to his twin brother, blah, 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 which doesn't matter recruiting, by the way. But they're both going to Albion, continue to play college football, and at 25% of the cost of Albion. 75% because Division III doesn't give athletic scholarships, right? They got 75% of the scholarship covered because of everything they've done in the classroom and on the athletic field. It's a nice little chunk of change to take out of your pocket. Now, Coach Williams, he's been at Flint Covenant Ainsworth, we talked about last night. He had 64 football players go on to play college. So he's going to tell you just a couple things. You know, like I know some guys are down, I was on Twitter, right? Down in Chicago doing this combine stuff. You got to go pay down there and travel to go do this combine that Adidas is throwing out. How important is that? Coach Williams, you can tell them how important that is.
As far as what people think, as far as the college coaches looking at that and going to recruit you because you ran a such and such 40 or vertical jump, they really don't even care about your bench press. They're not going to look at that unless you did it on their campus. So if you came to their camp and you went to Michigan State, for example, and ran it at Michigan State, then they're looking at that. But they're not looking at it if you go to different combines. Now, what I recommended to the kids, I took my young kids to the combine, which is what D1 is. The one he's going to run this week, just so they can get used to it. Because they are going to judge you on it. But you don't do it thinking that that's what's, that one time your junior year or your senior year, you're going to run a 40 at one of these open combines. It's when you get in front of them. They want to see how you react, how you play the game, how you change direction, which is everything that we've been teaching you out here. Now, me as a coach, I coached 7 years at Carmen. I don't know if it's 7 or 8 now. But anyway, I counted them up, and I believe it was 64 kids total in the Flint area in the last 6-7 years. It's almost 80 in the last 84 in the last 11 years of coaching. So that's about 8 years a kid. 8 kids a year going on and playing college football. And the reason they're getting that opportunity is they took it early on. They started taking pride in what they were doing. And I'm going to be honest with you. What made me reach out to him when I met him is my first year coaching. Central Michigan coach walked into my building. I had a kid. He was 6'2", 280 pounds. He was a monster of a football player. He was all-state. I think he could have went all the way. I took him. Central Michigan walk in. I said, "Hey, coach, I got a kid for you, and I'm ready to show him film. And I'm ready to pop that film." He said, "Coach, show me transcript and ACT." That's my first year coaching. I went from middle school coach to a head coach in high school. So I didn't know no better. I thought it was the film and da-da-da-da. He said, "No, coach." He said, "I need some transcript and ACT." So I went in and got that stuff. I didn't know what his score was. He looked at his transcript, he looked at his ACT, he gave me the tape back. He said, "There's absolutely no reason for me to ever even look at that film, because there's nothing I can do with it." He said, I don't care if he's all world. I'm wasting my time. So he left, he walked out the door. I never forgot that. So that day forward, as a coach, I made it my business. I said, if a kid has the ability and want to or desire to play college football, he won't be able to look me in my eye and say, I didn't try to help provide him and give him the information needed to get that opportunity. So ever since then, that's when everything started going, where I tried to get him involved in recruiting fairs, academic ACT. I even started an ACT program, which is, he has a great one that I even started my son on. So I'm going to get personal here for a second, parents. I'm in your situation right now. My son's a senior, and he's not a big Division I athlete that can walk through the door and finna get that scholarship. If your son does not go Division I, you're going to pay something. I promise you that. I played Division II football, and I had to pay something if you do not go Division I. And there's a whole lot of people that don't go Division I, okay? So my son now, he's going NAIA, which is equivalent of D2, and that money is going to come out one way or another, whether it's loans, whether it's out your pocket, or whether it's out of some type of scholarship. The good thing is academics money is worth more than football. So they gave him his football scholarship. We got that in writing. They gave him his academic scholarship. Gave that in writing. But the thing with his academic scholarship is, let me tell you what 1 point on the ACT will be worth for me right now and my son. 1 point. He go up one more point, they give him another $4,000 a year. So that's $4,000 a year times 4 years, that's $16,000. So 1 point for my son right now is worth $16,000. So do you think that it's real important for him to go in and buckle down and make sure he get his ACT up one more point? And that's the beauty of it. I got kids right now, and I was just talking to a young man earlier. I got a kid that's graduating from Georgetown, one of my ex-players. He can play. He had good film, great film. His size, they say, hey, he's a little too small. He worked out for Grand Valley. He worked out for Saginaw Valley and all them. And boom, they say, oh, he's just not fast enough. Oh, he's too small, whatever. But he had a 3.8, and he had like a 26 ACT. So I called around, called Georgetown. Georgetown said, okay. They flew down, sat in front, at the dinner table, and mamas and daddies, you're going to like this. Because of his ACT and GPA, and he wasn't good enough, quote unquote, to play at Eastern or Saginaw Valley or Grand Valley. But they walked in and we signed the paper. It was $54,000 a year. He don't pay a dime. Not one penny is called football. He got $54,000 a year. He's getting ready to graduate this year. His name is Chad Coleman, played defensive back for me, and that is why it's so important, young men, about taking care of your business. And I'm not pulling your leg. I'm not trying to BS you. This is stuff I know. I'm going through it with my own son, and I just talked to him today. I said, son, get on that computer, get on that ACT. Let's get one more point. Because for me, that's $16,000 I can either take a loan out for, or $16,000 that I ain't got to worry about. Either way I go, I got to figure out how to pay for it. So just want to give y'all that information.
So again, remember, college preparation. I don't care if your kid, again, the football is an athletic piece is important, but just understand, your child's college admission letter comes Christmas time of their senior year. They never see the senior grade. So the first 6 semesters. I want every kid to go research, and every freshman should know what schools I want to go to. I want to go to Michigan. If you're 2.5 your first semester in high school, you're not going to Michigan. You can't say that. Yes, I can. There's 47% of kids that apply to Michigan only get in, and they're all 4.0s. Their average ACT is a 30. Their average GPA is a 3.8. I went to a kid, I said, what do you want to become? I want to become a 3.5 when I graduate. She's a 1.9 as a sophomore. I said, you can't do it. I can show you the math if you want me to dictate where your GPA can go. If you're a 2.5 the first semester, 9th grade, and it's a regular 6-day, 2-semester high school, they need to go 3.33 7 times in a row to become a 3.2. That's guaranteed math. You can't debate it. But no one's telling kids that. You can't get money unless you're over a 3+. That's why I have the 3+ program. That's why if you look at this stuff here, this is all critical of getting a 3. That's how your kids pay for their college with a B. Gotta have a B. A C's worth. Okay, if you're going to college or not, playing college football or not. I tell you this: it's hard to be a college student athlete.